All right, Hawks. In the previous video I made for this keyhole drawing, I completely forgot to talk about how to draw these two angled lines. So let me delete these two lines and let's talk about how to draw a line at a specific distance and or a specific angle. Okay, so may have covered this in class already. So this will either be a good review or is maybe the first time you're seeing it, maybe before I cover it in class. So here we go. Drawing a line at a specific distance and angle. So if I get a line and I tell the software where to start the line, in this case, this line is going to originate at the center point of this circle and move outward. So I'm going to select a line there. I'm going to turn off ortho just so we can illustrate this a little bit better. Okay, so it wants to know what the next point of the line is. Well, if I don't left click somewhere, I can tell it specifically where the next point of the line may be. But we first have to understand a couple of things. Down in the bottom left hand corner, you'll see we have an XY representation. So horizontal distances in AutoCAD is the X, vertical is Y. Technically, if we were looking at a piece of graph paper, here is our zero line going off to the right. And then as we go up, we're going into positive Y, and we're in positive X to the right. 90 degrees, now we're going into 180 degrees would be horizontal out to the left. Let's see, 90, 180 plus 90 is 270. So 270 would be straight down. And then all the way back around is 360 degrees, which is where we started at 0. So it's important to understand how AutoCAD sees angular dimensions. Okay, so perfectly horizontal to the right is 0. Then we go counterclockwise. Vertical is 90. Opposite of 0 is 180. Straight down be 270, and then back to 0. Okay, so if we want a 60-degree spread here and 90 is vertical, I'm going to want to draw a line here for the right-hand side at 90 minus 30, which is 60 on this side. However, on this side, what's 90 plus 30? That's 120. Okay. So you got to understand the angles first, depending upon what angle we're going to want on the drawing. So 60-degree spread, separated in this case by the vertical 90-degree orientation. 30 degrees before 90 is 60. 30 degrees after 90 is 120. The other thing is we have to pick a distance, and you might not know what the distance of this angle is. So what I generally suggest is that we draw it much larger or much longer than we might need it to be. That way we can always trim it. It's a lot easier to trim rather than just trying to draw a line at a specific distance, unless, of course, you know what that specific distance is supposed to be. So the way we get into the command to allow AutoCAD to take from where we started the line and calculate its location and angle, or its distance and its angle from here, is going to do Shift 2, and that's the @ symbol. You can see that here up here in my command prompt. We're now at the @ symbol. Okay, and if I had, let me cancel out of there because I don't believe I want the object snap, and we have tracking and we have object snap on. That is what we want. A lot of times when I'm drawing a line, I go at. Okay, let me turn off ortho again. So ortho tends to have this coordinate system. And if we take a look at the coordinate system that's attached to my cursor right now, it's currently saying 3.1535, and that's our distance. And then you'll see the angle. Okay, if I go down here, this is 0. Go over here, you'll see it's 180. Down here is 270. So all we're going to do is we're going to basically tell AutoCAD to override where my cursor's at and draw a line at a specific distance. So maybe we're going to make this, let's go 5 inches. So at 5 inches, and then you'll see there's the angle symbol. So I'm going to do Shift, comma, which is the open alligator. And in this case, I'm going to do 60. Okay, because we talked about we want this to be at a 60-degree angle. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and you'll see that I now have this line coming out, and it's 5 inches in length, and it is at the 60-degree angle. Now, you can certainly do another line from the center at 120. I'm sorry, at 5 angle 120, and now I will have those lines that I will want to trim and get rid of the portions of the lines that I don't need, and that would get you that section of the angle. Now, while we're here, let me show you something for, I don't want to say those that are lazy, but those that, again, might need or be interested in learning some additional commands. Can't remember if we talked about it before, but we have this command called mirror. I'm sure you're all familiar with what a mirror does. It's a reflection, generally slightly opposite. Okay, so if we use a mirror command, we could possibly mirror that angled line and not have to draw in the angled line at a distance. So if I go to the mirror command, first thing it asks me is, what do you want to mirror? Well, I want to mirror this line. So I'm going to select that angle line that we drew already, and I'm going to right click or hit enter when I'm done selecting. Now it wants to know what you want to mirror it about, okay? So if I was to mirror this line on the horizontal axis, it would flip that line down into this direction, so opposite. I'm going to be using this vertical, the 90-degree vertical, as the mirror line. So all I have to do is click on 2 points, and I have an end point of a center mark here. It doesn't even want to know yet. You can see it's already giving me a preview, but to confirm that's what I want to mirror on, I can select the other end of that center mark, the vertical portion of the center mark. Okay, and you'll see here, it's now kind of got that line drawn in, and it's now asking me, do you want to erase your source object? You'll see that that line I started with is currently highlighted. If you want it to be deleted, you would hit yes, but in this case, I do not want to delete that mirror line, so I'm going to hit no. And now I have those 2 lines that I would, again, trim for my desired option. Okay, so sorry I forgot that in the last video, Hawks. This one was on direct distance entry for our lines, so angles and distances, and we also talked about mirroring. Have a good one. See you in the next video.